Okay, what is Yugoslavia? We'll never know.
Is it going?
Yeah.
Cool.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to the last podcast.
Lad's podcast on the left.
Elfine.
Elfine. It's actually a good podcast.
Elfine?
You guys should listen to that.
Elfie is a good podcast.
No, the last podcast on the left.
On the left?
Mm-hmm.
I can't even understand what you're saying anymore.
Sure, I just found. I saw this.
Yeah, I know it's kind of scary.
Okay, you should scooch the camera over.
No, why? I don't
Okay, fine.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. Today we're all gonna be sitting in a line where, okay, that's not very helpful for the podcast. Josh, sit down.
What?
We're podcasting this, John.
Okay.
What am I doing?
Stand.
Standing desk time.
You stuck?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not anymore. Okay.
Wow.
Who wants to go first?
Okay, well you're welcome.
Claudia, how was the end of your book?
Overall, I thought it was too happy. Like,
Real, killjoy.
no, it's just like the whole book is building up to like these awful things that have happened. In the beginning, we are introduced to a 3-year-old who was raped and like brutalized. And then there's like
So, do you want more of this in your books?
no, I'm just saying. What? Okay,
Major pause there. Major pause. Major Guam.
Major Guam moment, I guess. But then
Guam.
there's like the immigrants and like this lady has a shelter because the police in this area are awful and they like kill immigrants. And there's like all this bad stuff happening, and then her 3-year-old gets attacked again, and this other lady's husband leaves her, and it's like all bad. And then in the end it's like, oh, and don't worry, she like got custody of the kid, and the immigrants like Esteban and Esperanza made it to the shelter, like all is happy. And like, I don't know, I discussed in one of the other episodes, I was like, well, the whole meaning is like hope, but I guess my one critique, I've got 2 critiques actually, but this one is that I felt like something bad should have happened, other than like in the end, like it shouldn't have ended so happy.
What about the guy, the guy coming to beat them up?
That's what I was about to talk about, is that at one point in the novel, the 3-year-old and this old blind lady are attacked in the park. See previous episode. And we never find out who the guy is. And that to me, that just kind of felt like a plot hole. I don't know. But overall, I'd give the book like a 7.5 out of 10.
Out of 10, we gotta do out of 13 at least, if we're doing normal numbers.
Okay, fine. It's a 9.5 out of 13 for me.
See, there you go. 13 is a much more objective number because 10, you're much more willing to say 5 if it's like okay, and 7 if it's like good-ish. But that's not accurate because the 70%
Do you think that
is like
everything
good.
you see either be good or bad? Because going on a scale of 13 means that there is good and there is bad.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
nothing in between.
No, I never said that. No, 13 represents better that there can be something more in the middle.
I did enjoy the book, however. Like, if you're just looking for like a good, feel-good read,
Where children get raped and immigrants are like beaten and stuff.
but it all wraps up in the end. And it's not like anything explicit.
I'm so confused.
It's not like anything, it's like when she meets the child, those are some big hands there, buddy. When she meets the child, it's like, it's already happened, and the whole story is them like recovering and Luann learning to like move on from her sucky husband. So it all wraps up in a nice little bow, and everyone's happy, and there's bean soup. Okay, I'm done.
I'm gonna be fully honest. I do not think I will ever read your book.
I wrote down in my journal today that I liked my book, but I don't think it's good for this unit because it is so hard to explain without reading the book.
Also valid. I don't really know anything that happened
Yeah,
in your book.
it's there's just so much things that happens, and everything like relies on these little itty bits of pieces of information, and it's so hard to summarize everything because so much stuff happens. So, yeah.
Josh, you going?
I think to explain my book, I'm just going to take you around the room. Just to give you a feeling of what it feels like to start my book. Okay? So, Hey, so you look at this chick. Yeah, that's Kirsten. Okay, her name's Kirsten. Okay? See this dude? His name's Javon. He's a dude. He has friends. This dude, he has a name. I forgot what his name is. Arthur? Nah. Started with an A. And then this is another dude. There's like a symphony with that dude. Yeah. So that's like what the start of the book is like. And that's stupid. But when you go on in the book,
Oh.
you get to know these people a lot better. And by the end, it gets connected. So, like, to start out the book, really hard to start on the book because you just get fed so many different people, and you're just like, this is a lot of people. They have nothing to do with each other, and so you read. It's almost like you're reading 4 separate books at the same time, because they have all different stories. Like, Javon has some friend who's like a doctor. I don't even think we ever know what Javon does for a living. And then like, yeah, he's like friend of a doctor. And then you have Kirsten, who's literally 8, has no past. Like you don't know any of her past, and she's just like acting, and you're just like, wow. And then it jumps ahead 20 years, and you're just like, I don't even know these people yet, and you're expecting me to like be like, 20 years in the future, and everybody's dead. So you're just like, wow. I still have no clue what's going on. Probably like what you're thinking right now. You're just like, wow, this is a lot of information. And so yeah, that's how it starts. And then, but like the whole book is just connecting them. So it's, yeah, you get to know connections between different people. There's another chick named Miranda who's connected to the actor dude. And like, yeah, you get more characters added, but in a way that like develops the 3 main characters. And it's kind of interesting how it's written that way. I don't know. I think that's my only critique of this book. Other than sometimes it could get monotonous because it's just them going from city to city being like, there's these prophet dudes who are crazy and they might kill us. Yeah. Overall, good book. I don't know. Deeper meaning wise, I would say just more like relationships are very important because this book revolves around a world that's just desolate. And so, for me at least, I think it showed me that having relationships with a lot of people is very important. And there's something to be valued and not taken with a grain of salt. Yeah. So overall, solid. I put this in my AP Lit notebook. It's 7 houses out of 1 airport because they end in an airport.
Kind of based. I only very recently finished my book, and by that I mean like I barely understand how the book kind of ends. But anyway, so it kind of ends where they find so this whole time they've been on the road, and the road is a road south to the sea, like they're trying to get to the coast because it's warmer there. The whole time they're just trying to get warm, essentially. And then they finally get there, and then the dad is like dying and weak. The man is dying and weak because he's walked this whole way, and he's been like basically surviving for the both of them. So then he's just like sick and dying for a while, and then he dies. But he gives the son the gun that they've been having that they've had the whole time, which is kind of nice. And then the son is kind of like sad, but then he's this like dude, and then he's like, "Hey, you're a guy," because they usually don't see people. And then they're like talking. He's like, "You're not a cannibal. You're not a cannibal either. Great. You want to come join me and my like wife and like kids or something?" And then so then he kind of does. He like mourns for a little bit. Yeah, that's kind of basically the end. And then it just kind of finishes. It's just like, and he just like, yeah, Elfie, for real. He just like goes with the people. And that's just kind of how it is. I don't know. It's not, I guess, my favoriteest book I've ever read. It's pretty sad. I don't have many other thoughts. It's very monotonous. But also, I think one of the most interesting things about it is that like through total depravity, it tells an interesting story, and like that's how it focuses on things. Is like it doesn't have very good like vivid descriptions of a lot of things. It's just like charred baby or like man struck by lightning or like what be it. And so like the way that the boy like I guess we learn about the boy and the man through the total depravity of everything else. And I know I talked about this earlier, but like punctuation is sparse, if not non-existent. Like there's no chapters, which is a big part of it. Like the title even just is completely non-existent of details. There's no backstory. Like you just start with them waking up one morning. Like that's how the book starts. They're just like, and we started packing up and keeping on going on. Like that's just how it was. And so like you have to learn through like some flashbacks about the man, about like the life that the family used to have, and that the mom probably committed suicide, I'm pretty sure. But it never says explicitly, but somehow they only have 2 bullets, and then they use a bullet on the guy that tried to kidnap / kill the one boy at that one time. So like, I don't know. Overall impression, I guess I don't really know what the meaning of it's about love. It's about love and the boy and the dad and kind of the coming of age of the son growing up with all this total depravity in so many ways and learning how to like push through all the times that the dad made him promise that he wasn't going to die or give up hope. It's also kind of interesting, sorry, this is totally random, but they talk about how like the guy, like they're the good guys and they like carry fire, which is kind of an interesting idea, and all the other people want to steal their fire, and like they are the good guys because they're not cannibals, and like they're the good guys because they like help people, kind of. They like help out this dude. They give him some like food one time because they had extra food from that one time that they raided that like storehouse. There isn't really like the whole book is about nothing, and in a much more weird way. Therefore, it is about the dad and the son. The dad dies though. I want to watch the movie to see how that kind of goes because I feel like it could be a really boring movie. So stay tuned for the movie version of this, where we watch all the movies and TV shows of this stuff. That's not. Are you sure? Really? I thought Mrs. Clemens said that there was.
There's not for
Mrs. Clemens? Yeah, we gotta get Hulu for that.
I don't think there's one for mine. That would be kind of
We
weird.
could act one out. Yeah, you'd also think a movie about a dude and a son walking along the road would be pretty weird. But they did it with Viggo Mortensen, so no one's in frame, but
Who is that?
he's Aragorn. 14 cans of fruit cocktail out of 3 tarps. That is my final score.
You heard it from him first. Oh wait, did I do my meaning of the work as a whole? I don't think I did. I think it's hope.
I think you did, yeah.
I did it in a previous episode. So I think that counts.
That's Eden's middle name, fun fact. It's Eden Carlos.
Not basic.
Huh.
There are a lot of basic middle names out there, but hope is not one of them. Francis.
Francis.
Mark.
I'm sorry, Mark kind of is.
You are Joshua Mark? That sounds like an apostle.
It's it's like they plan that Nathaniel, Paul, Isaiah, James.
No, Nathaniel Paul is just like he'd be an NPC. Like he's built to be an NPC.
Well, but Paul, apostle, Mark, James. What's Caleb's? Aaron.
Ugh.
They're all biblical.
They're all.
I saw not
just our
only
relatives.
Isaiah and Taya yesterday, but I also saw Caleb working out.
Ooh. Okay, we gotta wrap this thing up, otherwise we're not gonna be able to upload it in time.
So.
Final comments?
No, I think that pretty much sums it up.
I think this means that we have to start an actual podcast, and we just talk about the most random things.
No.
¿Dónde está el tiempo?
Ahora. Okay. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to our podcast. It was pretty bad, but you know.
Guam.
Guam.